evening, everybody. Happy Wednesday evening across the Delaware Valley and the internet. Welcome. Fabulous Parks Casino, Street Road, Ben Salem. This is where we are. We love it here. This is our spot. My man Andrew Frazier producing. Frazier.
Yo, yo.
We got to go to the Bamboo Noodle House here. We're right here at the sportsbook. You can see. Fabulous sportsbook. It's a mecca of entertainment. All of, you got the Parksville Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House, we love the beer garden right through that wall. See the beer garden?
Oh, man. Smells great, looks great.
Yeah. Well, maybe
I'm
a burger
dying.
and a beer.
Oh, it sounds great.
Where would that be right now? That'd be fantastic. But that's what it is. It's always fun. And all the games, you can see NASA behind us. It's great. It's Parks Casino. Make sure this is your destination. And also, we'll tell you about the Bet Park Sportsbook and Casino app. So if you can't get to this palatial mecca of entertainment, you can check it out right on your phone. Boom, boom, and all the stuff that we talk about tonight. It's Cuz's Corner, and we dive deep into football. This is where we dive into the weekend's card, going through the NFL, going through college, and the world of football. And we'll touch on some hoops, some World Series, all kinds of stuff, maybe even some hockey. And joining us, my main man, he is the ambassador from the Parks Sportsbook Casino, the Bet Parks app. He, of course, is the Brain. Good evening, Brain.
Brain is not with us yet. Okay. He's having a little trouble, but we're going to get him soon.
Okay. Happy Mischief Night. It is Mischief Night across the country right now. We're talking about it. Big games this weekend, though. Saturday afternoon, the monster Big Ten matchup. Penn State, Ohio State. Buckeyes, a 3.5-point favorite over the Nits. It's going to be interesting. This is a good game, man. I'm really looking forward to that. And, of course, a big card that begins NFL. The week begins tomorrow night. Houston and the Jets. Jets are a 2-point favorite over the Texans. And then, we got our big games, right? Eagles play Jacksonville. Dougie P back. Of course, the jewel of the day, Lions-Packers. There's only 4 o'clock games. Lions and the Packers is the jewel. Eagles play the Jags. Rams-Seahawks on the radar. That's a pretty good game, too. The Sunday night game is the Colts and Minnesota. Flacco will start for the Colts, and Tampa Bay and Kansas City on a Monday night. The Chiefs. So that's your we'll talk about all these games and kind of get you started for all the college games, too. There's a lot of good college games as well. So we'll dive into the whole thing. Let me welcome the Brain. Good evening, Brain.
How are you, buddy? Good to see you, Anthony.
Always a pleasure, my brother. Always a pleasure getting ready for another week of football. Just in case people are chiming in right now, anything in the association? We talked about it a little bit this morning, but does anything strike your fancy?
Well, it's funny, Anthony. I know you talked about it, and I was tempted, and I know you were talking about Tobias Harris, his comeback game here, and you can get over under 13.5 points. Maybe a little light in a revenge spot, right? Like for a spot where he's going to want to. And I would think that the Pistons, sorry I'm moving my camera here, I would think that the Pistons for sure would want Tobias Harris to have a great game here, right? This is obviously means the world to him, I would think.
Exactly.
Probably a good chance he potentially goes over on this game. And then I know, Anthony, I gave you a couple others earlier.
My call for Tobias is 18 tonight.
Wow.
He's going to get 18, and it's going to drive everybody nuts. Although he may shoot 18 on 18 shots. I think he gets up a lot of shots tonight.
It's very reasonable. Again, this is a guy who averaged, 17 for the Sixers. For some reason, Anthony, through 3 games, he's only averaging 10 points.
Wow.
For the Detroit Pistons. So, he's been, I know it's not Philadelphia's problem now, but he's definitely been disappointing through 3 games, only averaging 10. I can tell you a few things.
Welcome home, Tobias.
Welcome home, Tobias.
Tobias, the friendly ghost.
Tobias, the friendly ghost. Yeah, exactly. He's like the nice, as you said, the nice guy that, whatever. But I do think that James Harden for 5.5 rebounds. Anthony has legs tonight. Harden is in his element, right?
Right.
He's the main guy on a bad team. This to me is I'm not saying the guy didn't want to win championships. I'm not saying that at all. But what I am saying is, to me, this is what James Harden has kind of always wanted to be, where he's like the main guy doing everything. No Kawhi Leonard, no Paul George. 5.5 rebounds, I think that's too light. I think he's an average closer to 7 this year, the way he used to average in Houston. He's averaging over 8 so far. Chris Paul under 8.5 points. I love Anthony. This guy's not, I told you, he's not going to average 9 points.
Right.
Not on his first team this year. No way, Jose. Miles Turner over 13.5 points. The guy averaged 17 last year. Why is it 13.5? I don't know, but it's not for me to figure out the why. I just think it's certainly a good, profitable bet. And SGA under 6.5 rebounds, won 2 out of 3 last year.
Hey, you know, I like the kid Coolabee from.
He's not bad.
Yeah.
From the Wizards.
Yes. And no Kuzma tonight, so maybe he gets some extra shots up.
Yeah, I mean, is this his second or third year, Anthony? He's shown a little bit of promise.
Yeah.
I mean, they took him. I think they took him 7th overall. And the draft. By the way, guys, and I always looking for value. I'm always looking for value. And Anthony, I got an assignment for you, and for everyone, not just you, for everyone listening to the show right now.
What's that?
I want you to look at the NBA Rookie of the Year odds. Bring it up right now on Parks.
Okay.
I got to tell you,
You go to my Bet Parks app.
Do you know when they make the comment of pick with lipstick? These NBA rookies this year, Anthony, I've never seen. I know it's only 3 games. But man, if you can find any kind of value on a rookie that you think's going to get minutes, get anything, because every rookie has done squadoosh so far.
Yeah.
I'm talking like nothing. Like
Wow.
5 points a game is like probably the leading scorer right now for Rookie of the Year guys. I think Sarr of the Wizards maybe averaging 6. I think he may have the highest, it sounds crazy, the highest points per game right now of any of the rookie players. I mean, to me, this is just like crazy. I mean,
Wow.
it's
So
crazy.
Edie's, you got Edie. He's what, the favorite?
And he's averaging 5 points. He's been hard. I thought he was going to be decent, but I'm looking at it right now.
He had a good preseason. He looked good in the preseason a little bit.
They have the guy on the Hawks,
Reshared, yeah.
Reshared 4-1. Stefan Castle
Zachary
5-1. Connects 8-1. Zach Edey 5-1. Alex Sarr. What's funny? Alex Sarr is 10-1. Not that he's been good. I would use the word good. Again.
Well, it'll be interesting because no Kuzma with him tonight. So I don't know. Maybe he gets some more run tonight. Without Kuzma, I'm curious to see where he's at. You know?
Someone. I always say that someone has to put up stats.
Exactly.
I mean, someone has to put up stats. And Sarr's over-under right now in Parks, 10.5 over 103. So
Stefan Castle.
But Sarr's getting respect, Anthony. Sarr is 10.5 and 6.5 for the rebounds tonight. 10.5 and 6.5 for the rebounds. So he's
I would play the overs in his. That's my NBA kind of law. I like the over, but without Kuzma, those guys are going to get run. They're going to get looks.
Yeah, but
I think he played. What's that?
He's 10-1. He's 10-1. Looking at the Park site right now, he's 10-1 for Rookie of the Year. I mean, maybe that's again when you look at the guys ahead of him, no one is averaging more than 5 points a game. Maybe Sarr should be probably the safest bet for minutes on the entire list.
It's unbelievable, isn't
it? It comes down to minutes, right? Like this is a bet that we're looking at. Minutes is important as production as anything.
Yeah.
And you look at it. I mean, I like Reed Shepherd for the year, but he hasn't really got much run.
He don't play.
I thought he was going to.
I know he hasn't played at all.
Anthony 20 and not the preseason, the summer league, he averaged 23 a game. It was dynamite. I really thought he was going to get significant run. They haven't used him yet. Obviously, it's early. But again, this is something for everyone watching. I would monitor these Rookie of the Year odds because you see everyone's getting a nice price. Even the favorite, Zachary Richey, is 4-1. That's still like a compared to
you know what I would do is honestly, I got to go study it. I don't have it off the top of my head, but I would go study it and look at teams because as the season goes on, guys are going to get a chance and they're going to get run. So you got to look at who,
100%.
right?
100%.
Like where you're looking at, who's who's got the aged-out veteran that at some point they're like, all right, let's play the kid and see what the kid has.
Well, to me, that makes a lot of sense. And that's what I'm saying. I think there'll be a spot. That spot I don't think is today, Anthony. I think there's going to be a spot where we could find real value on this Rookie of the Year bet because there's just no one.
He's right.
No one is standing out.
Will Frazier, listen to the man. The man knows what he's talking about.
Oh, I'm listening. I'm taking notes.
There's going to be a day. Yeah, there's going to be a day. There's going to be a day and a time where we hit something where there's a guy that's playing that
and you get some good odds for it. That's right.
Yeah, Parks just hasn't quite caught up to it. So that is my. That's my.
That's good public service right there, my brother.
That's
I like
my public service announcement. Yes, sir.
That's very good. All right, I like that a lot. Let's get into some NFL, shall we? The week starts Domani tomorrow. Texans at the Jets. The Jets, 2-point favorites. I mean, here's the thing. People keep going back to the well with them because you're like, well, at some point they got to win. It's a short week, the whole thing. But Rodgers just does not look right. He doesn't look good.
Yeah, no, he doesn't. But look, Anthony, listen. As someone who had a massive investment in the Jets this year, they have blanked on my face. Okay, and I'm gonna lose it. No way of getting around it.
Right.
I thought that with that defense.
Their defense hasn't been good.
It's been bad. No,
I know.
It's been bad. But I'll tell you, Anthony, it's interesting. What really hurt them is to watch every player there this year. And I'm telling you, it's fun. The NFL is such a fine line. This is what, a 2-6 or 2-5? I don't know if they're 5. I think they're 2-6.
2-6, yeah. They're 2-6.
Okay, 2-6. I can tell you, just this is not an opinion. There are two games factually they would have won if not for the field goal kicker. They had Buffalo beat Zerline.
Yeah, I remember that game. Yeah.
Them. And then last week he missed his 2 field goals in the next.
Yeah, that was a killer.
This guy is murdered, and I mean murdered the Jets. I don't think I've ever seen here where a field goal kicker more adversely affected a team than what Greg Zerline has done to the Jets this year. Now,
Greg the leg.
Well, Greg, I'm no longer going to be in the NFL. They just put him on IR. Listen, I shudder to say this, but I remember last year when Zach Wilson was playing for the Jets, and it was C.J. Stroud was coming in and throwing like 5 straight 300-yard games, and the Jets completely stoned them. Now without Diggs, without the great Nico Collins, I think it's going to be a low-scoring game. I mean, that's number one. I think it's going to be a low-scoring game.
Yeah, I can see I actually can see a path for the Jets. I can see where you're coming from.
It's 40. The total's 42. The total's 42. And I'm going to tell you, I don't trust either offense.
No.
So I lean Jets, but I like the under more than anything else. Because when I look at this team, I'm like, I don't think either team's scoring 24 points. Because you're probably, theoretically 21, 22. Team's probably need 22 plus points to win. I don't think either team is going to get there. I really don't. I watched this Texans team, Anthony, and Mixon's been way better than I dreamed of for them. Way better. But, I mean, Stroud, I'm going to say he's regressed, but he has not been nearly as dynamic as last year. They're really not that good on offense, and this Jets offense, despite great names, has been horrible, like you said about with Rodgers.
Yeah. I agree with you. I like the under. I do. I'm with you. And I could see a path. I wouldn't force it, but I could definitely see a path for the Jets. I agree with you. Like, offensively, without, my God, when you take Nico Collins and Diggs off that team, I mean, it's tough, man. There's so much Mixon can do for you. I think Jets are good. Yeah.
Robert Woods is getting a serious run.
I know, and he's 1,000 years old.
10 years ago, Robert Woods was old.
Yeah, I agree. Right? I'm with you.
I mean, and he's had a great career, very good career. But Robert Woods is whatever this is. He shouldn't be in the NFL.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, they should try Julio Jones next, I guess. But it's just, I mean, this is a team that's direct talent offensively. And to me, this is I think get right spot for the Jets if there ever was one. Because I don't think the Texans are that right now today.
So, all right, I'm with you. Let's ride together. Let's then go to Sunday, the early games. Let's start with the Falcons. Yeah. Short line, 2.5 over the Cowboys.
Look, I agree with you. I think it is a short line. Again, the Cowboys stink because they're they stink.
Yeah.
Again, you're always listen. While you love Philadelphia teams, one thing no one can say about you, you're always fair. You say how it is. You don't. Again, Dallas was good. You say they're good, even though I hate it.
Oh, of course.
Dallas really good. Dallas really. Again, this is a mediocre at best team. This was a team that actually really did overachieve last year. They overachieved last year in reality. They don't have really much personnel that's really good outside of their CeeDee Lamb and Ferguson's, I guess, okay tight end. But with the injuries they have on defense, again, Atlanta, not that they're any great shakes, but Atlanta, you know what they are? They're a team that at least they are who they are, and they usually win.
Well, and I trust them offensively. I mean, if you think about trust, right? You trust them offensively. You trust Cousins. You trust Drake London. Pitts is showing up. Now that he's got a real quarterback, and you got two running backs.
I see it the same way. I see it the same way.
The Cowboys have no running backs. You know what's funny? There's one guy on that team. I'm curious to see if we're on the same page. And there's one guy if I were the Cowboys, I would get him involved in their offense more.
On Dallas' offense?
Yeah.
Oh, man, I'm curious what you're going to say here because you just got done. Oh, Turpin. Yeah. Well, Turpin's actually a talented guy. I will give you that.
He's
Turpin's
fast.
A talented guy. Yeah, he's fast.
He's a guy who's got speed. Like, they have nobody else that has any kind of – like, I look at players, right, and I go, well, what's he do? Right? Some guys have a knack. They got great hands, catch the ball, can do anything. Traffic. Bigger guys that can play post up, right? You know, the kid Turpin's got speed, man. The one thing he does is he's electric. I would get him involved more. You know, I know he's small, but I would get him the ball in space. Quick hitters, that sort of thing.
I got to ask you a question. Random thing, it's funny. Because I love watching all the players and seeing like, what guys like, are underrated, overrated, or whatnot. There's a player I've watched this year, and I swear to you, this is not hyperbole. I think this guy is the most elusive player with the best moves I've seen of any running back in the NFL. But I'm telling you,
Wait. What conference?
NFC, and he may be a rookie. But I'm telling you, I want you to go to YouTube. Watch
Tracy?
this guy's.
Tracy?
No. Tracy's been good. I think this guy's much more elusive. This guy's moves are a combination. I mean, in terms of elusiveness, it's almost like watching LaShawn McCoy. I've just been stunned. I think this guy's really good. I don't know his stats.
And you're not talking about someone that's established. Like, you're not talking about Jahmyr Gibbs.
No, I think he's a rookie, but I want to see what his stats are. I'm just curious. Just watching this guy, this is a guy for people like over-unders and stuff. I think he has a chance to be really, oh, wow, his stats are incredible. Okay, I didn't even know his stats are incredible. He's averaging 5.2 yards a carry. But Bucky Irvin.
Oh, yeah, from Tampa. Yeah, without a doubt.
Watch his
He's got great moves, yeah.
Dude, it's like, it's not even
no, yeah, he's a player. No, Bucky Irvin's a player.
Really
he was a player at Oregon, remember?
Yeah, no, he was. But I'm saying, I think this guy, I want this on the record now on October 30th. I think this guy has a chance to, like, lead the league in rushing kind of good. Like, not, I'm talking like,
I love him. I agree.
Yeah, but anyway, so I'm going to be looking to take maybe some of his overs. I don't know how long the Bulls can keep throwing out Rashad White. When one guy averages 5.5 yards a carry, and the other guy averages 3 yards a carry, at what point does the coach say,
switch the roles,
maybe I should use the guy that gets double the yards? I don't know. I don't know these coaches, if they have loyalties to certain guys, but I don't know how anyone can watch those two guys play and think they're in the same stratosphere.
Yeah. No, that's fair. So we both like Atlanta in that game?
Yeah, we do. Absolutely. Easy.
Yeah.
I thought that line should have been 4.
So did I. I was shocked it was so light, you know.
Yeah, and Dallas just still gets respect just because they're Dallas, in my opinion.
I agree. How about what a difference a week makes? The Broncos were a big favorite against Carolina. Now they're a big dog against Baltimore. The Ravens 9.5. It's a big number.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yeah, it's actually, I see it's actually down to 9 right now.
Okay, I got the sheet.
And yeah, the sheet, but
I'm looking at the
it's
sheet
interesting.
here at Bet Parks, Parks
You
Casino.
got, yeah, the best. You got to give Bo Nix credit and Sean Payton credit for what they've done. I mean, you really do. I mean, this was a team that, if you had to take a team,
Payton's a great coach.
I think second best in the NFL. I put Andy Reid one. I put him two. But if I had to pick a team, we were doing like fantasy leagues or whatever. What is the least talented offense in the NFL? I kind of think Denver would win, right? And
Javonte Williams, right? Right. Cortland Sutton. Like
this is nothing.
Yeah, they got nothing. Even the tight end Troutman, like they got nothing.
This is Anthony. This is what this does do, which I love. I just love, again, I love when you can find a coach that organizationally can say, you know what, I don't have to.
Yeah.
You know what, I'm going to run everything the right way here and have a good process and get things done because I know what I'm doing. And that lets you know, of a really good coach and organization, well, talent theoretically trumps everything, but it lets you know how much of coaching and how important it is. Now, this is a game, the problem I have with this game is, Baltimore has been so good offensively all year. Last week was the first couple big drops they had that really hurt them. But this is as good as Denver.
Yeah, I mean, they win going away if they catch the ball.
I just think, and Anthony, you're a matchup guy.
How about Bateman? He got hit in the face.
I've never seen that.
I mean, that was unbelievable. Like, dude.
That was unbelievable, like you just said.
I mean, Lamar put it right on the money.
Lamar is incredible. Lamar is phenomenal.
He's the best. He really is. He's a great player, man. He is. I agree.
You call him the Phantom. That's exactly what he is. But when I look at this game, I look at the matchup. I'm like, okay. Like Denver really likes to run the ball. They don't have an elite passing offense, obviously. Baltimore is so good staunch against run. I just don't know how they're going to have much success on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, I agree. You're right.
Like matchup-wise,
they can't score. How much are they going to score? 10, 13, 16? And if they score that, then you could pencil Baltimore in for 27.
But Anthony, it's not only, and you get this as being a good football guy, it's not only like what they can score, but it's when they score. If they fall behind,
right? They can't air it out.
Behind, how are they going to? Yeah, exactly. I don't know how they're going to keep in this game, knowing they have to keep up with a team that they're going to have to just air it out. Not just like you said, I don't think they can do it. So to me, Baltimore easy side.
Yeah, I agree. I think you're spot on. How about this? Don't you got to ride Jameis? Catching two at home? Don't you got to ride him?
This is a tough one, Anthony. No,
I'm a hardball man.
No, I'm a hardball man too. Look, this is a tough one, and I get Jameis. But no, I'm going to lean here Chargers because, again, we talked about Coach Payton. I think
I'm a hardball guy all the way.
Yeah, I think Harbaugh is certainly in that top 5. And I just trust organizationally, again, that they're just going to have a professional game plan out there. Close line's actually down to 1.5. Lean Chargers, just because I just trust Herbert more than Winston, and I just trust Harbaugh to make. To me, I'll see this game a little bit like the Arizona Monday night game where it was close, and then they ended up losing. I think this game will be close, and they end up losing. I like the over. I did bet over 41 points. I'm pretty sure that's all up since. I thought the over was too low. Most of it's sitting out now. It's sitting at 42.5. I did bet over 41. I think both teams just score a little bit more than the
I can see that. I could see that. I just don't trust. Listen, that Chargers offense is not potent.
Yeah.
You know, I mean, like Ladd McConkey had a monster last week. A nice player, but I mean, I still believe in Cleveland's defense.
I get it. I just, for me, trust the Chargers more.
Trust the Harbaugh. Listen, you can't go wrong there. Raiders, Bengals. The Bengals we saw. Now they're a 7.5-point favorite over the lowly Raiders. The autumn wind was a pirate.
This is like one of those games, when you're doing your sheets, I don't know if you thought those sheets where you have to pick every game against a spread, and there'll be no ties, and it'll be 6.5 for one side, or maybe it'll be 7.5. It's like, if a line was 7.5, I would take the Raiders. If it was 6.5, I would take Cincinnati. And right now the line's sitting at 7.5 on Parks. And my guess is, I think this is going to close at 7. Pretty sure it's going to close at 7, actually. So I would tell you this. It's not a game I'm betting, but if you like the Bengals, I'm sorry, if you like the Raiders, right now, I think plus 7.5. I think this line's not going to close at 7.
Grab it, right.
My advice would be, I would grab it right now if you like
Raiders
the
are
ball.
bad, though. I'll be honest with you. To me, that's a stay away like they're Dracula, and I'm making the cross.
Yeah, I'm not playing it.
Because the Bengals, I think, are not that good.
I got a backdoor cover last week with the Raiders. They did get me home at plus 10.5, and they were down 14. They scored at the end and took care of it.
Yeah, they stink.
They're not good. They're not good.
There's a nice one in the AFC East, and I got news for you. I would back Buffalo. I'm bullish on the Bills, man. I love where they're at. I love Allen. I love the trade with Amari. They're running the ball really well, and I know Tua is back. I don't care. I think the Bills are a train right now. I think the Bills get out. I think the Bills could be the Super Bowl team that you're looking at. This could be the year for Buffalo.
It's funny. Again, people I get annoyed and make fun of me for saying this, but Anthony and I don't speak before the show. We don't know what we're going to say. We do it unscripted. And you're like Brad, you always seem to agree with him. Well, I think he's a smart man. So there's worse people to agree with in this world than this guy, who's brilliant in my opinion.
Thank you, brother. Vice versa.
I really was going to say, hand on the Bible, I was going to say, we talk about being consistent versus being right. Before the year, I bet the Bills on them. I was like, you know what, the Bills, they lose Diggs, they don't give enough weapons to Allen. Don't know if I see enough defensively. Love Coach McDermott, but do I see enough talent in this Bills team where I think this team is going to really dance to where they want to go? And I bet they're under. Now, again, I did a 180 after 2 games, rebet they're over, went over the top, bet they're over. And now today, as of October 30th, looking at the calendar, they would be my Super Bowl pick. I was just about to say that. I think they would be my Super Bowl pick today. Josh Allen to me, and again, I know I've said on these areas before, he's like the modern day John Elway. I think right now, today, and again, these things can change with the win, but the way he's playing right now, if anyone's going to sit here and tell me today, not in the past is irrelevant, that he's playing, that Patrick Mahomes is better than him today, I'd say you're not watching the NFL games, and you're just going by Patrick Mahomes' number 15, his jersey, his record in the past. Josh Allen's playing far better than Patrick Mahomes.
He is.
Far better.
Yeah.
I'm talking far better. Like, not even forget that.
He's playing great football, man. I'm with you. I think they keep it rolling.
To me, Lamar and him have been the 2 best players. So I like the Bills, and I think the Bills. Again,
part of it is Lamar's got. Mahomes got no weapons.
Look, Mahomes, we don't need.
He just got
Mahomes,
Hopkins.
I think Mahomes is the best player of all time besides maybe Brady. So I'm just saying, I'm just talking, but I'm saying this year.
Yeah, I agree with you.
These things change, but right now, today, at this moment, look, Anthony, you see it all the time. There'll be a guy in baseball 1 year he's 287, the next year he's 246. This year, Josh Allen's is saying 287, Mahomes is saying 246. That's all I'm saying. Next year, it could flip-flop. But it's like, that's all I'm saying. I'm not saying it's going to be this way next year, but today. And that's why I always say, you'd rather be consistent or would you rather be right? I always choose rather to be right, and it changed my mind on the Buffalo Bills. Yeah. And I think they are a better team than I give them credit for. And as opposed to being stubborn, I'm going to say, you know what? I was wrong. Let me get on the train and not be wrong.
That's right. Okay, join. You got indoctrinated into the Bills Mafia. Yeah, you're a made guy now. Look at you.
You're a made guy.
I love it. I love it. There's no really reason. I'll ask you if you like these games, but I don't really need to talk about them. New England, Tennessee, and New Orleans, Carolina. My man, Matt Hannon, who's the director of the sports book right here at Parks, who we talk to every week, he's making a face because he knows that those games stink.
Which games were they?
No, I'm just messing with you. We were talking about the Patriots, Titans, and the Saints, Panthers.
Oh, yeah. Tough ones.
Yeah. They're not good.
Low totals.
Matt still low. All right, is the great Matt Hannon. He's one of us, by the way. Philadelphia through and through. Penn Stater.
Yep. I got that. I'm repping the Eagles today, though.
Repping the Birds today.
Yeah.
He's a Penn Stater, Brad.
We lost Brad. Yeah, he was on his phone. I think his battery was a little low, and I think it died on him.
All right, tell him to charge up.
So he's going to charge up and come back.
I love it. Can we lower the...
We can definitely lower it.
Yeah. All right, Maddie.
Yep.
The game of the weekend is Penn State, Ohio State.
Yep, big one. Very big one.
Where obviously it's in this area, you're getting all Penn State, right?
No, actually not.
No.
Nope. 70% of the money's on an Ohio State money line right now. So
Really?
And the spread's about 50-50. So yeah, we're seeing some bets come in on Ohio State.
Wow.
Yeah, pretty wild.
That's wild.
Yep. Early bets on the under. It dropped down to 45, and now people are starting to bet the over. So
Wow.
yeah.
Really?
Yep.
What do you think? Like, does that line move, or
It opened at 4, Ohio State 4. It's down to 3.5. So you would expect that money to come in on Penn State, but I think
it's still over a field goal. So tell everybody, like, the football numbers are so important, right? Like 7.
Oh, the
3,
key lines, yeah. Yep. So we should get some action on 3.5 for Penn State, just because that's a key number there. I think people are unsure with the quarterback situation.
Yeah.
Aller might be out, but Bo showed some stuff last weekend, he's pretty good. He can run the ball. So
and listen, I love Aller because I love his arm. He's got a big arm, man.
Yeah.
But Bo showed you. You're right. He showed you something last week.
Yeah, he's got some wheels, so he can run.
Brain, we got the brain with us. We're talking about Penn State and Ohio State.
Yeah, I actually bet. I bet Penn State. I took the 3.5. Look, I did do it. I'm going to gamble that Drew plays. But as you said, they showed again.
He did.
Showed something to me. And I don't think Ohio State's that good. I just don't think Ohio State's that good. And because I don't think Ohio State's
they're that good
I
either.
agree. I think this is the year Penn State finally beats them.
Wow.
Yeah.
But Matt says, let me get your title right, because I butcher it every week. You're the Sportsbook Risk and Trading Senior Manager.
Yep. That's okay.
Great
I'm
title.
call me director.
I
That's
like
fine.
I don't know. You look like a director to me. You feel like, I don't know. I can see you, walking around.
Yeah. I guess I carry myself.
You got presence.
Well, yeah. Thank you. I appreciate that.
It's perfect. No, Brad, I agree. And I'm not in love. Listen, I watched Nebraska. I'm a big Nebraska guy because I love that rule, right?
Yeah.
I watched Nebraska get annihilated by Indiana.
Yeah.
Now, part of it was the spot, and things kind of got downhill, and Indiana's defense is really good. But the other part of it, too, is Ohio State is not that good.
No, not as good as they usually are. Yep.
You're right, Brain.
Yeah, I mean, Ohio State to me, but it's not just Ohio State, guys. I just think there's so much, when Pete Rozelle said parity, this is the most parity year. I'm curious if you agree, Matt. The most parity year I've ever seen in college football. And I mean ever. I'm talking like since I've been following the sport. I don't remember a year where there's been more, like there's never, you can take that, look, my kid goes to Vanderbilt. He went to the Vanderbilt, Texas.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
This is Vanderbilt. So I just think there's so much parity now. Vanderbilt would have smoked. Texas would have smoked Vanderbilt 5 years ago, 3 years ago. It would be a 40-point game. Forget about that. They beat Alabama. I mean, we're now looking at a world where there's just so much more competition.
Yeah.
And Indiana's 8-0, 7-0. There's just a much.
I like the coach.
Yeah.
Brad, do me a favor. Charge the phone back up, all right? Because we're having trouble hearing you. All right, you charge the phone back up. I'm going to talk to Maddie. Give me a little juice, Andrew, if you don't mind. A little juice in the ears I could use. Brad brought something up that's interesting about college football, and it is the parity. I mean, he's right. Like, these teams, are you, futures-wise, I don't mean to hit you cold, but futures-wise, are you getting more of a across-the-board action?
Yeah, definitely. Well, the value's switching every week, it seems like. Somebody's jumping up and somebody's moving down every week. It's good for the sport. It's good for betting. Obviously, we want to spread that liability around, but definitely seeing action all over those top 5 or 6 teams.
I don't know. I'm struggling, right? Because I'm trying to figure out who the best team is, and I can't tell you. Like, at one point, I was convinced on Texas, right?
Yeah.
I look at Oregon and I go, I mean, they're good, but they're not unbeatable.
Yeah. Right? I don't think anybody's unbeatable.
And Georgia played so well against Texas, but I don't know. I mean, is that?
Yeah.
No, I think they're tested. I think the beauty of Georgia is, I mean, they've played a tough schedule.
Yeah. SEC's tough. We'll see. It's gonna. I mean, the playoff's gonna be interesting. Real interesting.
You gotta love that, right? Because now it's more teams, bigger games.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely. We love it.
Hey, before we get into the NFL, World Series, what's been the a lot of Yankees or?
Yeah, Yankees series winner money. Tonight the money's on the Yankees run line. 80%'s on the Yankees run line, but money line's 50-50. So Yankees finally showed something last night, and we'll see if it continues. I don't think it will, but
I don't either. I mean, look at the Dodger team. My God, Matt.
Freeman's unbelievable.
He's
huh?
6 straight World Series games. He's hit a home run.
Yeah, it's cool to see something like that.
It is.
Yeah.
And he's such an. Did you hear the story about him growing up?
No.
So his mother passed away.
Okay.
And his father was he wasn't feeling well, and Freddie was 12 years old, and his dad was like, "I'm going to go to bed," and Freddie's like, "No, you're going to the hospital right now. We're going to the hospital."
Yeah.
Sure enough, they go to the hospital, and the doctor says if you had gone to bed, you would have died.
Really?
And Freddie would have been an orphan.
Wow.
It's an amazing story, man.
Freddie's a likable guy, even though he was on the Braves for a long time, crushed the Phillies, but he's a very likable guy.
Another Brave that crushed us forever.
Chipper?
Yes. Yeah, you knew I was going.
Yeah, I knew you were going there. Yeah.
He actually was a great. I covered baseball at the time.
Yeah.
And he was a great dude.
Yeah.
He really was. He was a great dude. All right, real quick. Tobias is back tonight. Tobias Harris.
Yep.
Now, his total is, 13.5?
Around
we talked about?
Yeah, around there.
You get any play on that?
No, not really. Maybe some unders.
Tobias the ghost! He's the friendly ghost.
Yeah.
Are you getting Maxey, a lot of Maxey overs?
Yeah. Put up, 45 the other night?
Yeah.
Yeah. Maxey's, it's his team right now.
Exactly.
So, yeah. So yeah, we get those props coming in on Maxey for sure.
That's cool.
Yeah.
All right, NFL tomorrow night. Jets, Texans.
Yep.
Are they coming back to the Jets?
Jets are -2 now. Texans opened -1. So 90% of the money's on the Texans money line, and now we have some bets coming in on Jets -1.5. But that's a fishy line to me. Jets -1.
It is. We talked about it. I think Brad's right. Brad likes the Jets.
Yeah, I mean, you have to go with the Jets there. It's just the line doesn't make any sense.
No, think about it. No Stephon Diggs.
Yeah.
You already got no Nico.
Yeah.
Right? Like,
yeah.
That's going to hurt them.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
I agree.
I'm with you. Cowboy, I don't understand this line. Maybe you can enlighten me. How are the Falcons only 2.5 at home over Dallas?
I don't know. We're seeing money come. It's split right now, that money coming in too. So the money's not telling much so far. Totals moved up to 52. So not seeing a lot of defense in that game. But Atlanta's won 4 out of the last 5. Cowboys coming off that San Fran loss. Yeah, they're not good.
Yeah,
they're not good. Love to see it.
It's the greatest. Daddy luck. I told you he's one of us.
Yeah.
All right, how about the other division game? Washington and the Giants.
Yeah, Commanders -3.5. It stayed there, so not a lot of movement on the totals either. So 90% of the money's on the Commanders, and all the bets are on the over so far in that game. That Hail Mary was something else, huh?
Oh, my God. Now, Steve, did you see the kid? We talked about it today.
Oh, so yeah, taunting the fans.
Yeah,
and he's the one who tipped the ball. I think.
Know.
Yeah,
and you're supposed to go box the guy out, not go tipping the ball.
Yeah, crazy.
It's unbelievable, man.
Yeah,
do the right thing.
Absolutely.
How about before we get to the Eagles game? Eagles last.
Okay.
Lions-Packers is a great one. The Lions are only 3 at Green Bay.
Yeah.
No Jordan Love.
Jordan Love. Is he definitely out?
I thought he was banged up, man.
He's questionable. I didn't hear that he's officially out yet.
He's not been official on Wednesday.
Yeah. Yeah, so far 90% on the Lions money line there, and we're looking at like 70-30 on the Lions spread so far. So, yeah, we'll see what happens with Love.
Hey, Brad, any thoughts on Lions Packers?
And what would you get from me? The Lions game?
Lions Packers thoughts?
Yeah, only listen. And I give Malik. I got to tell you something. If some of you agree with me, Malik Willis, I thought before this year was the worst ranked backup quarterback in my power rankings. He played well.
He played really well.
Give him credit.
Yeah.
He played way better than I ever thought. But the only way I'm looking at this team is Detroit. I think Detroit's the best team in the NFL. I think they're the best team in the NFL. Only way I am looking is towards the Lions. Easy side for me. I can't factor in there.
You're a little low, buddy. You said Lions? Only way you're looking.
Lions. Only way I could say is Detroit Lions. Lions is the only way I can. Detroit.
All right. Try to get us a little volume when you're in, baby.
Here, give me 1 second.
How about Vikings and Colts, the Sunday nighter? Flacco is going to start for Mr. Gast.
Yeah, that's Brad's boy, Flacco.
Yeah.
He likes Flacco.
I'm a Flacco man myself.
Yeah, they bumped the Eagles out of that spot. The Eagles were supposed to play, so they flexed them down there.
We just got flex left and right.
I know, it's crazy.
Flexed.
Vikings opened at 6.5. Now it's down to 5. 90% of the money's on the Vikings and overs so far, so a lot of action coming in on the Vikings so far.
5's that weird number.
Yeah, that's one of those in-betweeners, right?
Yeah.
And it somehow always seems to end up like a 5-point victory when it's 5.
I know.
It's weird.
22-17,
Yeah.
32-27.
Yeah.
Crazy. You're right. You're 100% right. And then the Monday nighter, the Chiefs, Buccaneers, Kansas City 8.5.
Yep. 90% on the Chiefs money line. That's probably just parlay money, I would imagine, and 70% is actually on the Bucs spread. So a lot of people taking that big number for the Bucs, even though they got all the injuries. But Mahomes has a rolled ankle apparently, so he's nursing that injury. So maybe that's why they're taking the 8.5 so far. But we'll see. Still early for that game.
Someday, we welcome back not just to Kelly Green, but correct.
Yeah.
Dougie P.
Yeah.
And that logo, that Eagles head that Matt's wearing, I could picture Dougie P wearing that, and then on the visor.
Yeah, the visor's back. I forgot about that.
The visor.
Yeah. 80% on the Eagles money line so far, and all bets on the overs. But even though it dropped, see, that's kind of where. Even though we're taking bets on the overs, the market dropped from 47.5 to 45.5. So,
what does that mean?
Yeah.
How does it drop if you're taking more money on one side, but it goes against the line movement?
We go with the market. We go with the U.S. market where the line's at. So somebody's taking money on the unders. It's not us, but
that's what happens. Somebody now. You can give some little inside trade here. If you got a whale, like if more public, say there's 100 bets come in on a side, but then one bet of a magnitude comes in on the other side, what does that do to the line?
It could drop. It could. But, again, usually it stays with the market, but, yeah, I guess it depends.
That's interesting.
Yeah, it depends.
It's so funny trying to read the line.
Yeah.
It's fun. It's cool. Matty, as always.
Yeah, thanks.
You're
Anthony.
the best, buddy.
Yeah,
I love it.
Welcome.
Go Penn State. I root for you,
thanks.
my friend.
Hopefully it's a big weekend. Penn State and Eagles.
You deserve it, man.
Thanks.
All right, Penn State Nation deserves it.
See you, Brad.
They deserve it. Matt Hannon, he's one of the best. He really is. He gives us each week insight into everything here at Parks and the Bet Parks app. He's terrific. He really is terrific. Hey, I do want to tell you, since we are here live at the Bet Parks Casino, the Parks Casino here at the Sportsbook, you can see behind me, it is the place to be. You got to make sure this is on your social calendar, all right? The Excite Center at Parks Casino, all right? The casino choice for me, all right, because Parks Casino, this is how you win. Pennsylvania's #1 casino. And don't forget, tickets on sale now. Comedian Ron White, he's hysterical, March 21st. Jerry Cantrell from Alice in Chains, February 8th. Actor Richard Kind, who is hysterical from Curb Your Enthusiasm, he's coming January 4th. On Friday night, Invincible tribute to Michael Jackson. Yes. November 14th, Ezra Ray Hart, the lead singers from Sugar Ray, Better Than Ezra, and Tonic join together for an incredible night. November 16th, Bret Michaels. Again, you can have all kinds of stuff, dinner and drinks at the Liberty Bell Gastro Pub, Parks Grill Steakhouse, the Bamboo Noodle House. So much fun. ParksCasino.com to buy tickets for all shows. Just remember, you're going to be 21. If you have a gambling problem, call 1-800-GAMBLER. All right, let's get back to it. Give me a little volume in my head, if you don't mind, because it's been at a long time. I got you, Bradley. I got you, buddy.
All right, brother.
All right, let's keep going. Let's kind of go through it. We talked about, I want to ask you, Washington and the Giants. Yeah. Washington 3.5 over the Giants.
Hey, look, it's funny. The first time these two teams played, the game was at Washington, and it was a really good game. That was the game where the Giants lost their field goal kicker, and that's why they lost the game. But they actually played Washington pretty tough. The Monday night game, look, that was a game where they actually played.
Dude, if Daniel Jones is any good, they win the game. He missed. Yeah. First of all, he's got Malik Neighbors on a crosser. Now, Neighbors drops the ball, but the reason why he drops the ball is he's got to stop. If he hits him in stride, he catches it and takes it to the house.
Yeah, 100%.
It's amazing. Daniel Jones is wretched. And Aikman talked about it the other night, too. He waits until guys are wide open and throws it. He's always late.
Anthony, it's funny. And when a team just continues to trust a guy because they took him 6 overall, it's funny. This is why I use my patience sometimes with team organizations. They shouldn't care where a guy was drafted. It's like, do you remember the movie Trading Places when Dan Aykroyd was trying to sell his watch? It cost $50,000.
Yes.
24 times. And the guy goes, in Philadelphia, it's worth $50.
Yeah.
The same thing here. We did the Daniel Jones 6. He went to Duke. He has to be good. He stinks. And you can say what you want on where you drafted him, but there's a point you have to move on. And they stayed married to him for far too long. And they're paying the price for it. It's been now 6 years.
I agree. I'm with you, buddy. Bears-Cardinals, good game.
Very good. Very good game.
It's basically a pick-em.
Parks are laying 1 with Arizona. Anthony, I'll be honest, I'm a little surprised at this line. In my power rankings, I have these teams dead even. I had them literally ranked exactly. I thought Arizona would come in between 2 and 2.5. Came in at pick, it's up to 1. I definitely lean Arizona. Look, Caleb, he's just erratic, right? I mean, he has so many moments where this kid could be great.
Yeah, he's a rookie quarterback.
He's a rookie quarterback.
Yeah.
And I see a lot of good, but I also see a lot of bad. I lean Arizona here. DeAndre Swift's playing great for the Bears. Bears defense has been really good. But Arizona, look, you've got to give them credit. They beat Chargers in a close one, stole one in Miami. I think they get this one, too. I think they're going to be 5-4.
I would lean that side. You said you like the lines. The only way you can look is Detroit.
I cannot back Malik Willis. As good as he's been, I don't have it in me. I just don't.
Yeah. It's a bad spot for Detroit, too. I mean, for Green Bay, in the sense that
it's just a tough game. And both these teams. I mean, this is the biggest game of the year theoretically for both these teams. So I just think it's a tough game. But Detroit has been so good, and I trust Detroit's offense out of all the units in this game. Goff's been good. The running backs are good. I can't back Green Bay in this spot without Jordan.
I feel you. It's a great game. That's a game you watch. Well, I get the Birds on at the same time, so we'll get to that in a moment. Rams and Seahawks. The Rams. This is where I like the Rams. I think the Rams going to run.
You know, Anthony, it's funny. I could certainly see a world where that happens. All the respect in the world for McVay, love Stafford, and the Anthony second time all year, right? They've had Cup,
and
they've
Puka.
had Cup and Puka in the same game. But then, to be honest, this line reminded me a little bit of the Arizona game I just talked about. I thought this line would come in, Seattle being a baby favorite. They made the Rams the baby favorite, laying 1.5. Again, not a game I'm betting, not a game I'm wagering on, but I know Seattle's been disappointing the last few weeks, and a lot to me will depend on this. If DK Metcalf plays, which isn't it, but if he does, Seattle's an easy lean for me. If DK Metcalf does not play, it would be a pass for the Rams for me, because I think Metcalf's a huge player in this spot, in this game. Without him against Buffalo, they're completely impotent on the offensive side of the ball. He is a difference maker. I think they need him in this game.
Agreed. The Sunday nighters a really good one. Minnesota back at home in the Dome against Indy, and our boy Flacco. Joe gets the start. It's a shame because if it was Richardson, I would tell you all day long, roll like skull.
Anthony, it's funny. I'll tip my cap to myself on this one because this line was at 6.5. I assume I was gambling. I'm like, you know what? There is no way they can start Anthony Richardson. There's just no freaking way. I bet the Colts plus 6.5, guessing the line would go down to 5.
Smart.
I bet them at 6.5. The line's gone down to 5. So every now and then I'll be right. I feel good about it. And that was.
Well, you're great at this, so that's not.
I thought that was what. I appreciate that. I thought that was what was going to happen, and it did. Now with Flacco, again, Flacco changes the entire dynamics of this game. Anthony Richardson was probably playing Anthony. Maybe his completion percentage was 44%, lowest he said in the history of the NFL. I mean, he was playing at just levels that made it impossible for that team to win. Flacco's good. I mean, look at say what you want to say. I think it's a close game. I thought the line should have been, 4.5, 5 with Flacco. That's what it is. I just think it's going to be a good game. Not a game I like at the current numbers, but with 6.5 close to that area, I definitely lean towards the Colts. But at 5, I think that's, again, these are thin areas of edge for finding thin areas of edge. I think it's the right number. I do think that Minnesota needs to win this game, being 5-0 now, they're 5-2, and I don't think this is the same old Vikings team that's just going to just be like a New York Jets and just go downhill. I actually think they are a good team. So I think Darnold's playing good, and I actually think they will find a way to win.
Yeah, I listen. I like their defense. I'm a big Flores guy.
Good.
Yeah,
defense has been good.
How about the Monday nighter? The Chiefs and the Buccaneers.
Look,
lots of injuries.
On Rivers from looking is 8.5.
Bet Parks, the line here at Parks Casino, 8.5.
Yeah, 8.5 points. I mean, look, I look at this, Anthony, and I'm just like, man, you have a. Look, I give Baker credit. They kept playing his two receivers. He still threw for a certain yard. But I mean, look, they're going to use a lot of K-Dot. Again, we talked about who I really did like Irving as a running back. This Chiefs team just keeps winning games, and I look at them and I'm like, man, they have a good defense. They don't have any playmakers offensively, but they keep finding ways to win. I cannot lay 8.5 points with the Kansas City Chiefs. I just can't do it. Lean here, Tampa Bay. Don't mind the Buccaneers. Don't mind the Chiefs in teasers. We're going to tease them down on Park from 8.5 to 2.5. But if you're just talking the line, I think the line's probably a better chance it goes uphill. If you like Kansas City, I'd say get in 8.5. If you like Tampa Bay, I think it'll probably go to 9, is my guess. But leaning here towards Tampa Bay, I think Baker's shown enough to keep this game respectable.
All right, now to the Birds as we go. Eagles 7.5 against Dougie P. Now, I didn't see the latest report. Is Brian Thomas? Because I know he was banged up. Have you seen anything with him?
I have not. And what's funny, Anthony, they did lose Christian Kirk for the season.
Yeah.
Who was their number 2 guy. Anthony, do you remember I was on your show on Monday morning, and you remember I said to you, and give you credit again, I go, Anthony, because you didn't know what the line was. I go, Anthony, this line surprises me. And I go, what do you make this line? And you go 7.5.
Yeah.
And that's what it is. I go, I made it 8, 7.5, 8. And the line was 7. I'm like, I don't think this line's going to hold. I like Philadelphia laying 7. So I bet Philly laying 7. Sure enough, it's 7.5 now. I thought the line should have been between 7.5 and 8. When it was at 7, I saw value taking Philly. It's 7.5 to me. It's maybe the slightest that leans Philly, but again, you're taking away these small edges that we have if you relate to the party. Listen, Lawrence has played better recently. Anthony, he's actually been throwing the ball well and been getting like 300 plus yards a game recently. But the way the Eagles looked last game, Anthony, and Jacksonville being 2-6, I'm not looking to step in front of. The Eagles.
No, because the Jags' defense is not good. Barkley should have his way. The Eagles should move the ball. Now, I will tell you, an hour ago, Ian Rappaport, Jags got good news on Brian Thomas. He suffered what was originally reported as a multi-week chest injury, but Peterson said the injury was a contusion. Bruise, obviously, and called his superstar receiver day to day. So he had an MRI on his ribs Monday, and it all came back fine. So that's a big deal for Jacksonville to have. I love that Brian Thomas, man. He's a stud.
Anthony, I got to tell you something. Great point for you. And for anyone who's looking to bet Philly and you missed the 7, here's what I'd say. All right, 7's gone. There's no point in laying 7.5 right now. It's like maybe the line goes back to 7, you get the 7. But even if it goes to 8, 8.5, even 9, it's not going to.
Yeah.
But even if it did, whatever, it's still fine in all likelihood. And when I look at it, like Brian Thomas, to me, he's a big deal. For everyone who hasn't watched him play, it's interesting. LSU, within 5 years, they went Jefferson Chase, Neighbors Thomas.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. Yeah.
Think about that. I mean, that's like when they went J.J. Daniels with those 2 receivers,
Burrow
with those 2 receivers.
Yeah.
It's crazy that the same team has done it twice within 5 years. And this kid is really, really good. And what I like about him, he's a guy, Anthony, you'll be watching the game with 14-0 Eagles, he'll break a 70-yard touchdown.
Yes.
He's a playmaker. So I would much rather lay. If the line's 7.5 and it never gets to 7, if they jack it up to the point of Thomas is out, I'll pay that 1 point tax 7 out of 7 days. Let me get 8.5 points with a complete impotent Jacksonville offense that has no playmakers. I'd much rather 8.5 or 8 and pay an extra half point if Brian Thomas is out. I'd wait on the news because if he does play, that's a huge deal for Jacksonville. Because if he plays, he can give the Eagles trouble. He's the kind of guy, we're talking on Monday on your show.
Yeah.
If this guy had 5 for 120 and 2 touchdowns, I wouldn't be shocked.
Yeah. I love that kid. All right, let's end in college. The big game. It's a big noon kickoff on Fox. Ohio State, Penn State. Is this the year the Nets finally do it? We talked about it a little bit with Matt. What are you feeling?
I think Abdul Carter's going to have a really good game. That's number 1. I think he's going to do well. Ohio State's offensive line sucks. Okay?
Yes.
It has given them fits. And actually, they lost their left tackle. Okay, and now and the backup was horrible. So this is a team, and again, you see the Giants when Thomas was out in the NFL, switching gears. What happened with them? The Eagles got, 5,000 sacks?
Yeah.
I don't trust, again, I hate this bet, which is rare for me with a quarterback situation up in the air. But I've told you, I've been waiting to pick against Ohio State. I think Oregon against them. I don't think they're that good.
No, I don't either.
think they're that good.
Paper Tiger.
I'm not saying Penn State's great. They're certainly not. But what I love about these games, Anthony, when you're getting 3.5 points in a game where you feel good, it's going to be a close game. Listen, again, I look at it like a big giant roulette wheel, right? And if I get the red and black, and I'm taking away like 4 or 5 of your reds, and then switch to my side. This is a 1-score game, and I'm getting 1, 2, and 3 on my side. Yeah, maybe you win by 4, 5, 6, or 7. If I win the game, I win my chips. If I win by 1, 2, or 3 the other way, I still win. You got to win by margin. And I think it's going to be hard for this Ohio State team to win by margin. You're going to get a great Penn State crowd. I think Penn State wins this one outright. And again, even if they lose, I'm saying I'll be surprised if it's by more than a touchdown. I know that by a touchdown doesn't help us. But I think it's going to be a 1-score game, so give me the 3.5.
Yeah. Hey, last one real quick. I think your boys, it's a tough game because I just don't think they could score with Oregon. Michigan, for everybody who don't know, Brad went to Michigan, and Michigan's got Oregon this week. I just think that's a lot of points. I mean, it's a lot of offense to handle. I don't know if they could score. Oregon laying 15.5. I like the Ducks.
Yeah, I'm not. This is not a game. Not a game I'm betting. If I can grab a 10 in the first half, I may take Michigan. I think Michigan can maybe hang for a little bit. Listen, the longer these games go, when you have a dynamic offense, the harder it is where the pressure on you. But I think for a half of football, Michigan can maybe keep this respectable, and maybe I could see it being like a, at halftime, like a 13-7 kind of game where they hold Oregon to less than 2 touchdowns or less, and they maybe score one. I need 10 in that first half. If I can get 10 in the first half, probably not going to get it. But if I can, I may bite on Michigan first half play. But again, I'm not anxious to bet this Michigan team in the game because they can't score. It's very hard for them to score. But I think at home, I think they're going to get a good effort this game. I do. They won last week by a touchdown against Michigan State. I think they can. Listen, Oregon's playing well. I give them their due. They're playing really well, actually. But again, not again I'm personally betting, but I'm not anxious to lay 15.5 either against a team that actually does have a good defense in Michigan.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, buddy, it's great stuff. As always, it's great to hang here at Parks Casino. It's our spot, and don't forget everything, if you can't get here, everything that Brad and I discussed tonight is available right here on the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app. Don't forget all that stuff that we discussed, all the games tonight and all weekend long. You can get it right on the BetPark Sportsbook online casino app and make your downtime fun time. All right, so you can have some fun and play some online blackjack and all the hot slots that they have here. You can run on your phone. You got it. Roulette, craps, baccarat. And in fact, new customers, if you're down the first 24 hours, you get up to $1,000 casino bonus back. Just remember, you got to be 21. You got to be in PA, New Jersey, Ohio, Michigan, Maryland. If you have a gambling problem, please call 1-800-GAMBLER. Brain, great stuff. Happy Halloween. All right?
I'm going to give you one more. I think South Carolina beat Texas A&M outright. Small underdog. I like this spot for South Carolina. Texas off a bye. Texas A&M off that big win. I think South Carolina was a pretty good team. Beats them.
I like it. I like the Gamecocks. I'm with you. Good stuff, my brother.
I'll see you tomorrow morning.
See you, buddy. And that'll do it for us here at the Fabulous Parks Casino. Have a great night, everybody. And good luck. See you in the morning.
We all silly like the mayor.